Hello and welcome, my friends, to The Flying Kick. I am Savino as always, and today we will take a look at the recently released Rushing Beat X demo. Released yesterday, the demo is available on Steam right now, and the link will be in the description. The demo is quite small, measuring around 650 megabytes. Despite its small size, well, at least in the current days, the demo offers you the ability to play with Rick, Norton, Kazan, and the newcomer Kalua, and offers 3 levels. Well, 4, because there is some alternate paths to take here, which is pretty cool. But how's the game, you might be asking? Well, it's a mixed bag. Let's start talking about the elephant in the room, the graphics. I don't like it at all, not even a bit. I mean, it's no surprise if you follow my work that I'm not a fan of 3D graphics for beaten up, and only in rare instances I think it works well, but I digress. While I think the characters look good with a nice cel shading, good details and nice animations, the same can't be said about the backgrounds and enemies. It looks cheap, and this cheap looking feeling the game gives away comes mainly thanks to the low resolution textures, at least in my opinion. The backgrounds look bad, with blurred textures all over the place. They are somewhat detailed with props all around the scene, signs and whatnot, but I don't think they match the characters very well. While the characters look very cartoonish, the backgrounds not so much, and it creates some visual dissonance that didn't work for me. Not to mention the missed opportunity. I mean, if you're using a 3D engine to create a beaten up, why not you use all the resources that this type of engine can bring? Here, aside from some bloom on some of the signs, you got nothing. No dynamic lights, no shadows, no reflections, nada. There are some light shafts later in the mall level, but it's the only bell and whistle you see here. I'm not saying this would make the game better, but if you have the tool at hand, why not use it? When it comes to the sound design, things are a lot better. The game is loud, just like they used to be in the arcades, with impacts and screams taking the front row of the sounds. I even had to stop and smell the flowers at some point to be sure there was music playing. I mean, your sound can get more arcadey than that. The only downside to the sounds, in my opinion, is the bell that rings every time you get an overkill. A crash sound would be better and probably less annoying. Take a listen. The music is fine. I mean, you barely notice it droning amidst the sound effects. The music has a more rock and roll feel to it, but there's nothing here that I think it's too noteworthy. I mean, the Rushing Beat series, despite having some nice tunes, was never famous because of that. Now, when it comes to the combat, well, there are bad and good things here. Starting with the good, the combat feels pretty good. Enemies react properly to your attacks, and you can feel you are really hurting them. You will see them spinning in the air after a kick to the face, you can see them shaking when you lift them up to hit them with your air combo. It's all pretty engaging. Add that to how responsive your controls are and you are in for a treat. There are only a few enemies here for you to fight, but since this is a demo, I believe the lack of variety is understandable, and honestly, in the middle of the heat, you won't notice it. Your moves are also pretty cool. You have an attack button, a block/strong attack, a jump, and a weapon button. You have only your basic combo here, no complex or long combos, but you can mix your attacks with some directional inputs to change things a bit, like throwing your enemies into the air to finish them with your air combos. Another cool thing here in this demo is that you can throw your enemies on the background, breaking stuff to find items to collect or release more enemies, so it's better to pay attention to where you are throwing your enemies so you don't get overwhelmed. The weapon system is interesting too. While you can find weapons on the floor to use them right away, some of the weapons will be put in your inventory, and you can use them in a limited fashion when you need them the most. It's like Double Dragon 3 on the NES, where you had limited uses for your nunchucks or ninja stars. Talking about the items, the game has a very cool system for that. During your gameplay, you will find food inside barrels and trash cans. I mean, how else do you get food, right? But here, instead of consuming them right away, you can keep them to use them later or to create new and more powerful ones. You see, every time you beat a level or find this van inside a level, you can mix your items to create food combos that come with some extra perks. If you don't have the items, you still can get the combo, but you have to pay a pretty penny for each item you don't have. It's a very cool mechanic that makes something new and interesting with the food, bringing elements of risk-reward to something that hasn't evolved much since Dynamite Ducks. I love this idea. Now, I said the game is a mixed bag, and there are some reasons for this. Starting with your characters, they move extremely slowly. It's painful to see characters like Build dragging around the scene trying to reach your enemies. I can only imagine how Lord J, which was slower than Build if I'm not mistaken, will move. You can run, which is a relief, but even so, seeing them mimicking a snail is pretty frustrating. Oh yeah, they can run. Everyone can, except Kazan, who can only teleport a few inches. I mean, I wouldn't mind if the characters were a bit faster. Another thing that I really don't like here is how automatic everything is. You see, in most beat'em ups you need to mash buttons fast to achieve your goals, and that, at least for me, is part of the fun. Here, everything is automatic. You don't need to mash anything. Just hold your attack for a few seconds and your combo is complete. This is something extremely common in mobile beat'em ups from China or South Korea. Games like Astra, Knights of Veda or Blade Executioners are famous for using the system since playing on the screen is pretty imprecise. I don't like it. Even being able to mash buttons to achieve the same goal, it leaves a bad taste in the mouth since you can never be sure if all the hits are because you are nailing it or it's just the game basically playing by itself. The demo is also a bit easy. You have only one life, but the enemies are dumb as rocks and will rarely attack you. Aside from the explosive zombies and the scientists who can shoot you off screen for some reason, you will barely be hit by any of the slow-ass enemies. But despite that, this freaking game is fun to play. As I said, the combat feel is pretty good and the sound design helps a lot, so if you have a PC, I recommend downloading the demo and trying it for yourself. I'm having some mixed feelings about this one. On one hand, it looks and plays like a cheap mobile game, but on the other, the combat can be pretty fun and rewarding, the food system is pretty cool, and the alternate paths and unlockable characters help a lot to make this one an interesting game. At least this demo was useful to make me curious about the final game. And that's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this quick look at this demo. The full game should be out this year, and of course I will be reviewing it as soon as it lands. I will be back this Sunday with a new video for you guys, talking about some pretty nice games on the Mega Drive, but until then, I hope you all have a great end of the week, and remember, keep it up.